Filled with Holy Spirit. Jesus, who died on the cross and resurrected, stayed with the disciples for 40 days. He told them about God's kingdom and then left them. Afterwards, the disciples gathered in Jerusalem and waited for Jesus' promise. The resurrected Jesus said this when he was having a meal with the disciples: "Do not leave Jerusalem. Wait for the promise." The disciples didn't know what the promise was, but they just trusted Jesus and waited. Waiting meant praying. People who pray are those who wait for God's response. About 120 people trusted in Jesus' words and waited. Waiting for Jesus' promise, they prayed together. Jesus told the disciples where the promise would be fulfilled, but he didn't tell them the date or time when it will be fulfilled. So people gathered and had to just pray until the promise was fulfilled. After about 10 days, something amazing happened to those who were gathered there. Soon, a sound was heard, and this sound filled the entire house. And then a flame was visible to each person, which looked like a soaring flame. What was even more amazing was that the flame came to rest on each person. At that moment, those who were praying realized that this flame was Jesus' promise. Later, people were saying, "The Spirit is with us." When a person is filled with the Holy Spirit, they're able to say things they aren't normally able to say, like a foreign language. The Bible calls this speaking in tongue. Jerusalem was a place where people from all over the world came. Those who were touched by the Spirit spoke in their own language, or spoke in tongue, telling the foreigners gathered in Jerusalem about the great things that God had done. The foreigners were obviously surprised because they heard their own language in a place they never expected to, and what was more surprising was that they were hearing about things that God had done. We call this day Pentecost. Since this day, the Holy Spirit visits us, uses us, and makes us do various works, not only in Jerusalem, but in all countries of the world. Later on, Apostle Paul said, "Those who are filled with Holy Spirit bear the fruit of the Spirit." When a person is filled with Holy Spirit, they can spread God's words like the disciples, bring peace, or become filled with love to share. Jesus promises us today that He would send us Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit will be with those who trust in Jesus' promise and wait and pray for it. Let us all become filled with the Holy Spirit and bear the fruit of the Holy Spirit.